Hi guys, welcome back to Padded Pedal Room. In this episode, we're going to do two birds with one stone. I'm going to show you my clean rig from the last Blues Jam. This was requested by Roy Rogers, 6356. What we're going to do is we're going to replicate the same rig on the Gigboard, and we're going to A/B the Gigboard and the Prime and see, is there a difference between the two? Let's go through the rig on the Prime. So we've got a Green JRC that we basically have in the preset light. But in this particular case, we're going to leave it off. We have an S1 drive, which is in the boost preset. In this case, we're going to leave off for now. Alright, so in this rig, we're using this amp here, which is the EPB2, which is the Ingle Powerball 2. Clean, on the clean setting. We have the gain at 50%, the bright is on, the bottom's off, bass at 50, middle at 50. We've got the treble at 50, the presence at 50, the master at 62. The mid boost is off, the depth punch is at 50%, and the gate's at 0. In this rig, we also have a dimension chorus, stereo 2x4. Got the stereo 2x4, we got the width at 100%, and we got the mix at 72%. And what we got here, just before the cab, we got a the Buddha Samsara delay. The Gigboard doesn't have the Samsara delay, so we're going to use a BBD delay in the same settings. It should be pretty close. As you see, the time's at 140 milliseconds, feedback at 13%, the tone at 71, the mix at 25, tails are off, and sync is off. The cabinet that we're using is a Chop Tones cabinet that came stock with the Prime. I've loaded this IR into the Gigboard, so we're going to have the exact identical one. So it's a 4x2 Bogner with some V30s, 75 watts, with a 57 on one side and a 421 on the other. So you can see where our high cut is at 5263 Hertz and our low cut's at 87 Hertz, mix is at 100%, gains at 0. And then to finish it off, we got ourselves medium plate, 11 reverb. You can see the settings here, decay at 50%, tone at 100, mix at 48, pre-delay at 14 milliseconds, tails are off. On the input, you'll notice we got input gain at 0. The gate threshold is at minus 74.6 on both. The gate, it's got a release of 11 milliseconds. Noise filter's on at minus 60 dB. And that's where our settings are at. So our Gigboard, we have a similar setting, basically, which is the same thing. We got our Green JRC. It's pretty much set in the light preset as the other one. The S1 drive, same thing with our boost preset. They're both off in this case because we're going to be playing clean. This we don't need. That was there from something else. Alright, we got the same amp here, EPB2. Same settings, gain at 50, bright is on, bottom off, bass at 50, middle at 50, treble at 50, presence 50, mid boost off, depth punch 50, master at 62, and the gate is off. So the settings are identical. Got dimension chorus, stereo 2x4, exact same settings. As you can see, with the exact same impulse response, which is the 4x12, the Chop Tones Bogner 4x12, V30s, 75 watts at the with a 57 microphone and a 421. The gains at 12.4, same as the other. The high cuts at 5262, same as that. The low cut 87, and the mix at 100. And then for the reverb, same thing here. Medium plate, 11 reverb, medium plate. The decay at 50, tone at 100. Pre-delay 14 milliseconds, mix at 48, tails are off. So our settings are the same. Okay, the input, just so you see, same here. Input gain 0, the threshold at minus 74.6, the gate release at 11 milliseconds, and the noise filter at minus 60 dB. So all the same settings. Okay, so we got an AB switcher here. AB switcher from Big Shot Radial from Big Shot ABY. So we will be swapping between both rigs. So right now we'll just play some open chords. Tell me if you prefer the A or the B. Let's see if we hear a difference with a bit of dirt, maybe. So let's put on some dirt. Let's just turn on Green JRC on both. Alright, let's try with the S1 drive. Take off the Green JRC. that's basically a quick test using the rig. Roy, I hope you like that rig and you can actually use it. And regarding the sound between the two, I'm going to listen back to it. It's hard to really tell on my end. Maybe a little difference. I don't know if it's just a volume thing, but it's pretty close, to be honest, between the two. Now, I know that in the Prime, obviously there's other stuff like the cloning and everything. At the moment, it seems to be a little bit buggy, so I've been sticking to the models of the amps for the moment with the Prime. So that's the rig I was using in the last blues jam that I did. So let me know, did you hear a difference between the Gigboard and the Prime? What did you prefer? The big question is, hearing both of them in the mix and alone, knowing that the Gigboard is $799 versus the Headrush Prime, which is $1,799, I think. $1,000 more. Is it worth it? Let me know what you think in the comments. See you in the next video.